Hello there escapers, my name is Xanavilius and welcome to episode 5 of Road to 1 build from the GE guys. It's been almost 5 months since the last episode. A lot has happened in these 5 months that have meant I haven't been able to play RuneScape as much as I'd like to. But despite all those stops and starts, one thing has been certain, and that is I've been on top of my investments. Even though I haven't been able to actually play RS because of exams, internships, traveling, all sorts of things, what I have been able to do is do long-term investments, which means I barely need to log on. I can use the RuneScape companion app in order to keep track of my investments, buying and selling, keep the series going, basically make sure it doesn't stop, because that's one thing you don't really need much time for, except when your offers buy or sell, when they finish buying or selling, and then you need to either sell the items or reinvest into something else and just keep going like that. So yeah, that's been the deal over the past 5 months. Sorry about the massive delay, but here we are finally, episode 5, and the objectives are fairly self-explanatory. Make one build purely by buying and selling on the GE. Must use legit methods, don't abuse glitches or scam people of course, and abide by the RuneScape rules, and must also record losses as well as profits, just to make sure you guys get an indication of which items and what strategies work, and what items and what strategies don't work, because the objective of this entire series is not just to improve myself as a mercher, I suppose, or a flipper, but also to take you guys along with me on the ride, as it were, and hopefully you guys learn something out of it as well. So the total at the end of last episode was 460 million, a whopping 460 million. We had a bumper episode, I don't remember which one, maybe 2 or 3, which got us very, very high, and then it's sort of been steady but slow. Almost at the halfway point. Hopefully we'll reach that in this episode, and if we do, that will be a little milestone, I suppose, and yeah, hope all goes well here. So let's get started. The first thing we obviously record are the losses we incurred due to flipping items to find out the margins. Now, I've only shown a few items here. I've obviously flipped a lot more than this just to check the margins, but I haven't recorded everything. These are the main items I've been flipping recently, and yeah, the amount I lost just to find out the margins has come to 1.3 million, guys. Minus 1.3 million to start off the episode, and obviously to the left, top left, you see the profit or loss from this particular slide, and on the right you see the profit or loss for the entire episode cumulative, and yeah, it's at a minus 1.3 million right now. I'm gonna kick off this episode with a slightly strange little investment. It's, well, I didn't sell off the same item I bought, so I bought 120 Crest of Sliske shards. I sold off a Crest of Sliske by converting that. It wasn't instantaneous by any means, guys. It took a very, very long time to buy these shards, so I wouldn't really recommend it, even though the profit margin was quite hefty and I made 5.4 mil almost out of it, but it took a long time, and it goes to show that if you got patience, you can make a killing out of this, to be honest, if you just invest a bunch of money into this and just let it rest there, buy one by one. You can just convert these shards into the actual item and sell it off, not just with the Crest of Sliske, but obviously with other stuff as well. But you do need a lot of patience for it, because no one really buys these items, and no one really uses CoinShare anymore either. So I expect these shards to get converted into something in the future, because the shard system had just failed miserably. And yeah, I'm just going to keep buying them, to be honest. This is the first time I've done it, and it's worked out pretty well as well, so yeah, why not? Let's keep going, I guess. So we're up to 4 mil now, thankfully, into the positive figures, thanks to this investment. The second one is a bit of a weird one. I forgot to actually, screenshot the G history when I bought the 3 Glaven wingtips. So what I've used here is it's part of the flip. So when I flip, I obviously buy one item and then sell it off, find the margins. When I sell it off, that's the lowest price, right? So after you find the margin, you want to buy the item, like lots of that item, at slightly higher than the sell price. That's basically flipping. You buy it at slightly higher than the floor and you sell it at slightly lower than the ceiling. That's flipping at its most basic, and I forgot to screenshot it, so I'm just going to go by this figure of 22.5 mil to buy. Bought 3 of them and then sold them off at 25.9 mil each. So that's a nice little 10 mil profit. These guys are pretty good profit and loss. I say loss because it's quite risky playing with these guys, because again, I don't think they're really bought that commonly, and they're not sold that commonly either. So you know, if you suddenly need a lot of money and you find that this is taking too long to sell, you might want to quickly sell it, and it won't sell for anywhere near as much as you would have made if you waited for a long time. That's one of the risks of using these kinds of, or investing in these kinds of items. They're what I like to call illiquid items, which means they're really hard to sell, and they sell slowly, but you can make a big profit if you're patient. But if you really need money, they're going to sell at a very low price, and you're going to make a loss, a massive loss. So they're kind of risky in that sense. Don't rely on them if you need money, if you don't have any money to spend on stuff like Bonus XP Weekend, which is coming up the week after RuneFest. Next we have the Polypore stuff, guys. Now this wasn't really intended to be a flip as such. I just sort of insta-bought 10 Polypore staffs in the hope that I would be doing Muspers for my 120 invention, which I quickly changed my mind on. Basically I was going to do Muspers. I calculated exactly how many Polypore staffs I needed, and I changed my mind very quickly because I realized that Aerits, even though they weren't really AFK, they were much faster. So I sold them off. I was being a bit impatient there. Also, the prices dropped dramatically. I don't know what happened there, but I think people were camping Polypore staffs, Ganodermics for those flakes at this time. It's a long time ago, and it just started dropping, and I lost a nice little 4 mil there. Yeah, hopefully it won't go any further than this. I won't make any more losses, but that was that. So our total is down from 14.3 mil to 10 mil, unfortunately. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. Scrimshaws, my favorite item by far to flip. Guaranteed money, guys. Well, almost guaranteed money. Nothing's without risk, I suppose. But if you're patient enough, you can always make money from these. People always want Scrimshaws. I find that range Scrimshaws are sort of uniformly demanded, if that makes any sense. Basically, there's no specific time where they're highly in demand and other times where they're low in demand. If you look at, say, the Scrimshaw of Elements, they'd be higher in demand during Scopulus week, and if you look at, say, the Scrimshaw of Vampirism, they'll be higher in demand during Araxo Path 2 and 3. So if you want to go by that, actually that's a good idea. If you want to flip those items based on those, on that calendar, I suppose, or on those periods, it's a good idea. But I find that the Scrimshaw of Cruelty is a good item, a good Scrimshaw to flip, regardless of the market situation or what PVM rotation is on currently or whatnot. So yeah, 19 mil made, up to 29 mil now, so I'm very happy with that actually. Scrimshaw of Cruelty, always a dependable investment. Just got to be careful though not to spend too long on it. Say if you spend more than 1 week or 2 weeks, then it may stop dropping, so you got to make this quick. I usually spend a few days to buy these and a few days to sell them. If you spend any longer than that, it might turn a bit risky because the prices may drop. I don't know why they do that, but you know, they do drop and increase over a long period of time, and you don't want to be sort of caught in that, otherwise you could make a big loss. Okay guys, my second derp of the episode. I forgot to screenshot the buying of these Scrimshaws of Vampirism. However, having said that, I have 2 screenshots from the intro. If you remember the screen where I show you all my flips, I made 1.3 mil loss. I have 2 screenshots of me buying and selling Scrimshaws of Vampirism. So I'm just going to say I bought 49 at 2.2 mil, like I showed you in that slide, and obviously I sold 49 at 2.229, so I made a little bit of profit, 1.3 mil, not too bad I suppose, and our total's up to 30 mil now, very nice. And the second one is also similar. This time you see the margins at the top where I just take a snapshot of the flip I did, and yeah, I bought 37 at 2.125, sold 37 at 2.35, so 8 mil profit there guys, very nice indeed. Again, if you're clever about it, like I said, if you just buy and sell based around the Araxo rotation or anything else that uses a lot of melee or vampirism Scrimshaws, I don't know, Telos maybe, I don't even know, I don't do that much Telos, then you can make a bit of a bit more money, but generally speaking you can make a lot of money from this as well because it's traded fairly frequently. And yeah, Uncut Onyxes, I made a pretty nice amount here from them. I just randomly go about trying to flip these items, and if the margins turn out in my favor, then why not? I'll go ahead and flip it. And sometimes you just got to ride the market as well. For example, if you bought, like I did, if I bought 1.6 mil per onyx, 49 onyxes, 78 mil altogether, and say the market randomly just went up, then why not just take advantage of that? Even if you're not flipping as such, I guess you're merching, because you're selling it off at a much higher price than you anticipated. Then that's good for you, I guess. Go ahead, do that. But on the other hand, I've done a lot of I bought a lot of items which are sitting in my bank gathering dust right now, where I bought them and then they just started dropping. I don't know why. They just continuously kept dropping, and if I sold them now, I'd make a massive loss. So it's between, say, selling them now, making a massive loss, or waiting it out and just keeping them there in case some update comes out which massively increases their price again, such as the Hydrix Jewelry update, when they improved it massively and the price of the onyx shot up massively as well. I think I mentioned that in episode 1 or 2, but yeah, so it's a double-edged sword really if you decide to do that. I've decided to just keep it. I'm not going to tell you what those investments are, because hopefully I'll save them for a later episode when they actually do go up and I sell them. But yeah, 7.9 mil from this uncut onyx, and we're up to 46.7 mil, guys, almost at 50 mil for the episode. And last but not least, again, I've derped, but hopefully it's the last time I derp in this series. I keep forgetting to screenshot the buying of the items. I think that's because I get a bit impatient sometimes. I set like 124 to buy or whatever it was, Zamorak Mjolnirs, and then I sort of get impatient, cancel it, and then when I cancel it I always forget to screenshot the GE history, so that's a bit of a problem. So I cancel it and then buy some more, and then I cancel that because it's buying too slowly, and then buy some more at a different price and so on. So I only managed to screenshot one of these times, not all of them. So I only screenshotted the 25 that I bought. I sold off 124. Let's assume that I bought 124 at the same price as I bought the 25. If you assume that, which is a fair enough assumption, I suppose, then yeah, we made 7 mil profit, 7.3 mil profit, and our total for the episode is up to 54 mil, guys. And I gotta say, Zamorak Mjolnirs have gone up massively. If you look, say 2 episodes ago, I used to buy them at what, 5 digits or tens of Ks. Now they're almost 500k. If I kept them for that long, obviously I couldn't have anticipated this rise. I don't know why they rose, but if I kept them for so long, I would have made a massive killing in one go. But you know, you can't really anticipate those things, so I preferred to just sell them instantly. Instantly for me means, say, a few weeks, slowly and surely, rather than a few days as it might mean for some other people, because I don't have time to stand by the GE and just flip all day. That's not my style of flipping, but maybe your style. I may try that in the future, like I said. But our total for the episode is up to 54 mil, guys, despite that one loss of 4.3 mil. That's pretty nice for one episode, I suppose, but you might say, hey, that's not a lot of items you've flipped for 5 months. Well, the thing is, like I said, I made a lot of long-term investments, which I'm not going to show you now because I haven't sold them off yet. I'll show it to you in future episodes when I've sold them off, and I'm quite happy with them actually. I'm not going to say any more than that, but I hope you look forward to the next episode. We made 514 mil for the series so far, guys, over the halfway point. Mini milestone there, and hopefully we'll get to 1 bill fairly soon with some lucky flips and merches, because I do need that luck right now.